I live in a temperate climate with long cold winters and have to grow my soursop tree in a pot. Every year my tree spends 7 months indoors and getting it to bear fruit is a real challenge. However, harvesting the leaves of my soursop tree is something I can do. Every spring, when I bring it outside, it starts to cycle its leaves. I don't harvest the leaves while the tree is inside under multiple stress factors like low light conditions and increased pest activity. In spring, I harvest the leaves that are about to fall. They are usually yellow-brownish and detach from the branches with a clean snap when I pull them in the opposite direction. If the leaf does not want to come off, I wait for a couple of more days. The bark of a small branch can easily tear if too much force is applied to a leaf. It's usually at this time of the year that I prune the tree to keep it small. Of course, I harvest all the fresh green leaves from the branches that I prune. I also pick up the leaves that fell to the ground, if they still look relatively fresh to me. I clean the leaves thoroughly. After letting them dry for a few days, I store them long-term in sealed plastic bags. With a small tree that is about 3 feet wide and 5 feet tall, I can harvest about 130 grams of dried leaves every spring, without stressing my tree. Soursop leaves contain many different active compounds, notably acetogenins, which are specific to the Annonaceae plant family, that includes sweetsop, soursop, and pawpaw trees. Actually, avocados also contain acetogenins, but the annonaceous acetogenins are possibly the most potent in specific applications. Lots of research is being conducted on the best way to extract acetogenins for human use, like encapsulating the acetogenins in polymeric nanoparticles. All this to say that there are many factors involved in maximizing the availability of the interesting compounds found in the soursop leaves from harvest to human intake. A recent study showed that the concentrations of acetogenins in 7 commercially available products varied by a 4x factor, and that recommended daily dosages on the packaging varied by a 8x factor. The study also showed that bacterial contamination was observed in 3 of the 7 products. Possibly the concentration of active compounds in the leaves I harvest depends on the time of the harvest, whether the leaves are still green and on the branches or brownish and on the ground. Also, usually the preferred economical drying method is shade drying, as opposed to sun drying. Shade drying better preserves the green color of the leaves, but color is not an important factor for me. The more important factor is the risk that ultraviolet radiation from the sun destroys the active compounds found in the soursop leaves. The flip side is that ultraviolet radiation also destroys fungi and microbes. Shade drying requires more space. Shade drying also takes more time, which can lead to fungal and microbial development. All in all, I do both shade and sun drying, whichever is more convenient at the time of the harvest. It's difficult to sun dry the leaves when the sky is cloudy a whole week in spring. Across the world, people have been preparing soursop leaves by boiling them in water. Can acetogenins and other compounds found in soursop leaves withstand high temperatures? A study shows that the optimal temperature to extract annonaceous acetogenins from soursop seeds is 50 degrees Celsius when combined with ultrasounds. Another study shows that acetogenins can start to degrade at temperatures above 60 degrees Celsius. In my opinion, boiling water is the most convenient way for the average person to prepare soursop leaves, with the added benefit of killing the microbes on the leaves, especially when in doubt about the provenance and quality of the leaves. Can acetogenins withstand 100 degrees Celsius in boiling water? The fact that so many people around the world have been drinking soursop tea since time immemorial tends to suggest so. But I'm not a scientist or a doctor, and you should not take as health advice what a random guy says on a small YouTube channel. What I expressed in this video is my opinion, and what I do is for my own benefit or detriment. Thank you for watching. If you found this video useful or interesting, please like and subscribe for more content on this subject.